What's up, YouTube? This is Bass Reaper coming at you for another video. I'm coming at you to explain what's been going on the last few months before I do the video of the products I have in front of me today. Just to get it out the way in one video instead of dragging out the first video of the first product and trying to explain, I thought I'd make a separate video of what happened to me. Those people that know that I served in the Navy, and as y'all can see, my Stone Cold Steve Austin shirts, by the way, those were his original shirts that he wore in the early 2000s, like 2000, 2001, when he was a heel, when he was part of Team Alliance. If anybody remembers that, 2001 when WCW, ECW versus WWE. I'm getting off topic here, but I was in the Navy, as we all know, or I was training for the Navy, and to make the story short, I medically was separated. There's a difference between separation, apparently, and discharge. I don't know. I'd have to research of what's the difference, but Mom told, a lot of people around me have told me the definitions of each one, separation, division. I'll have to get back with y'all on that. But on my DD-214 papers, it says I was separated. And I got friends that keep telling me that I could qualify for VA benefits due to the fact I was released from the Navy for medical reasons. And medical things happened to me while in basic. A lot of people used to say that you'd have to have something medically happen to you while active duty after basic. Not necessarily true from what I'm hearing from a few veterans, few recruiters, including mine. A lot of people keep telling me, yeah, you can. Including my godbrother, who spent time in the Air Force, and he has VA, I think. But nevertheless, I was separated for mental reasons because my depression got the best of me and caused me to do things where it's like, okay. And nothing serious, but, it kind of bummed me out. Made me feel like I failed just because I failed a test. So, nevertheless, and by the way, I still need to fix my laptop here. Get that up and running so I can use that for video chatting with my friend and whatnot. But we'll talk about that in another video too. I'm getting off topic here. I come home because I had to, about 3 weeks into separation, because it takes time once they send you to separation, which is the USS Mason. It's the building they send you to when they're separating you from the Navy. Is you spend, depending on what you're in there for, depending on the severity of whatever it is, the circumstance, can determine how long it takes you and if you're fighting your case. Meaning, if you were to fight your case to go back into training, or be like me, I wasn't about to fight my case because I was suffering depression and all that, and I just deemed myself where it's like, I feel like I wouldn't be a suitable fit to continue, because then it would disrupt my training, me just feeling all mopey and down. So I was like, no. I it's not that I was trying to quit. It was the fact I was thinking of the effects of how it could affect the division as a whole. Because one person can get your division in trouble. It only takes one person to get everybody in. So I didn't want to be that downfall, that burden. So I was like, okay, I wouldn't intentionally try to be a burden and cause everybody to get in trouble intentionally. It was more of I decided to, it wasn't my choice anyway. According to the lady that told me it's best to separate you. And I'm thinking, well, in some situations you can fight your case, you could, but that means you would be in there longer if you do, because I've seen like 3 people who won their cases saying they were in there for 5-6 weeks, and finally they're going back to basic, back to training. At that point, it's like you spent 5 weeks in here, you could have graduated at that point, shit, or almost graduate, because 10 weeks is what it takes to graduate. 10 weeks of basic training in the Navy. And I was telling myself it's probably best for me and everybody here that I just go home and try to, my goal was to come home, gather my thoughts, and try to get myself in better shape, and maybe sometime this year, maybe spring, summertime, let's try it again. I'll retry getting all the work that I need. That took me 8 months to freaking do. Take the time to try to get back, because I felt like I needed to come home, try to back to the drawing board, needless to say. And so I was like, I'm going to go back. I just need to gather my thoughts, learn from my mistakes from basic, since I didn't get discharged on a bad note. Y'all release me. I'll come back. My thought was, I'll come back. I didn't know you could actually fight your case like that, depending on what it is. I'll come back to basic, and at least I'll know things where it's like, the rest of y'all, this is y'all's first time. I'm coming back for my second time. This is my second time being here. And I already know there's a lot of things I already know that's going to happen in the first few weeks, because I already been through that already. Kind of refreshing my memory, my mind, my state of thinking, and get myself prepared to be like, I got this time around. I'm gonna graduate. And I actually had a dream about that the other day. I dreamed that I went back to basic later into the year, like midway this year, like during the spring or summertime. Went, graduated, and boom. But realizing the reality of it is, I've been diagnosed with epilepsy, and epilepsy is an automatic disqualifier in the military. In order to get around that, I would have to come off my medication, my anti-seizure medication, Keppra. I haven't took it for 5 years. I don't need it. My body don't need it. If your body can survive without it, and you don't have seizures and nothing, and get a waiver for it, you could probably get around it. But as far as right now, it would disqualify me, because right now I'm gonna need that medication for now to prevent seizures. Now, maybe 10 years from now, if my doctor's like, well, you haven't had no seizures, so it also just depends. So I had that dream, but I was like, nah. I did my time. I did my best. And, you know, it was fun. It was fun. I'm not going to lie. Was it easy? No. But I'm glad I did it. This is one of those things in life that I'm glad I did. But I regret the fact, the outcome, that I did not graduate. But at least I attempted. All these years, for 10 years, I talked about joining the military. I'm going to join the military. I'm going to do. And I had a friend of mine that used to say, I'll believe it when I see it. I've had people tell me, until that day, I don't think you will be able to make it in the military. I've had people tell me, and so many things, where it's like, almost it's time to shut up. Put up or shut up, basically, is what people have been telling me for the last 10 years. And I don't blame them for that, because here I am being obnoxious, it seems like, saying that I'm going to do something. Well, talking's cheap. And as the saying I've been taught growing up is, my mom would always say this all the time, and I've heard other people say it, is actions speak louder than words. But that's about all I have to say about what's been going on since I've been back home. Oh, not to mention I've had a few issues with my body due to epilepsy, probably. My ammonia levels were high as hell. Anybody think ammonia levels? Yeah, apparently your body produces ammonia. I don't know, in your urine, maybe your shit. Because they gave me a lactulose, which is a medication that helps you flush your system by making you shit, to bring your ammonia levels down. Because if your ammonia level gets too high, it can put you into a coma, or even worse, it could I think it can mess up your liver too, I think. But I've heard also that it could put you in a coma. It can it's more of a mental state, I think, is that a coma, I think, is what it was told. But I also, there's a lot of things we've discovered about me that I never knew in my life. Now I should have known this, but being born premature, that I only have half a cerebellum. Mine never fully developed. The cerebellum is the part of the brain that helps your hand-eye coordination. That's why I'm kind of clumsy sometimes. Stutter in my speech. I can hear it sometimes, or I get tongue twisted. But I should have known that. But that's all I have to say, to let y'all know an update of what's been going on the last 3 months. I'll keep y'all updated, because I got a few doctor appointments to continue going to do blood work and all that until my genetics doctor, a neurologist, finds out what caused this in the first place. So I'll keep y'all updated on that. And stay tuned for the next few videos. I'll probably do those today.